Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the second video of Friday. This one is a banger, it really is, because it goes over some 5 top tips for the month, and they are very important things you need to consider. Stuff that have a bearing on what goes down in December as well with the anniversary, 7th anniversary event. So make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more grind guides, more up-to-date information of what's going on, and just good vibes and good time. Let's kick off with the first tip, and that is the objectives. They are actually more straightforward than you might think. As a lot of you know, on the channel we discussed a easy option for Xerxes and as well Icarus, and that was QWERTY Duel for the Icarus fight, and Xerxes is the newest one added. Shout out to Marvel Trucos for that particular fight. So the great thing now is if you've taken one particular champion up to the top, then you have the option of not having to rank up the other one, or kind of like, you know, it's just an easy walk over type fight. Just like, I don't know, several hit combo and it's done. Just simple as that, isn't it? You can also double up by ending the fight with an SP1, which I did right there. Not this particular fight, but the previous one. Because you know what? You'll find you'll be smashing these in no time. I've done a full write-up as well as a guide-based video, which is in the link in the description, and that will kind of cover a lot of the stuff here. Like, as you just like, I've smashed all these ones, and now it's the case I've got to go and do the monthly side events, which if you don't already, like, you don't get to complete them until the 4th week, which, you know, or well, the 3rd week in some cases, like there. The uncollected and lower ones is like, well, that's done in about 3 weeks. Also in this section, let's talk about Bewiskered and Worlds End. With Bewiskered, you can go into any content, use a bearded based champion and be able to do this. So you could do some auto fighting in lower content with a beard based champion like Mr. Fantastic, for example, or indeed you could do something in arena, and that may be the best thing because you get to double up with World's End. So one of the things, if you don't know, and something I did put in the description of the previous video because I forgot to mention it in the video, is that you could go to any arena, and I would say the lower arena, especially basic ones, can be quite fun to use certain champions. But even better is Summoner Trials. Summoner Trials allows you to get units from simply milestone grinding, but also if you go down to your filter and you go by sort, and then you click filter and you go down to tags, add tags, and you put in B, simply like that, it will come up with Bewiskered, an organization, and it will come up with some Bewiskered options. The great thing about the 2 stars is they refresh more easily, so you could start off by using some Bewiskered champions of lower rating and come in and do that first. As the time and refresh is relatively low, it means that the 2 stars are a more effective way to kind of rotate around, and you can use some of your lesser known ones, or kind of like more kind of lesser ones on 3-star, 2-star, and indeed 4-star, in order to allow yourself to do more of the Bewiskered based event, because it still reaches 10 point time, so 30 points in what is a refresh of under 2 hours is actually pretty nice. So maybe kind of look to that as potential options to then get your solo event done. As this isn't a rarity cap on this, so like it's not a case like, I don't know, 5 stars and 6 stars give more points. It's just a case of we have to go on your grind for 10 points right there. And the same thing when it comes to World End as well, where it's just simply 10 points a time is like what you get by winning an arena fight. So get into that arena. As a lot of us know, we've just finished, or just about to finish, the Platinumpool arena. So maybe it's a case of looking at other arenas to do, and that Summoner Trials is great for getting units. Very important, because we're going to be talking about gifting and Cyberweekend in a moment, and how it's beneficial to then kind of just get on with it this month, and how it could be quite good for you. Okay, next tip is all about Platinumpool. As a lot of you know, the Platinumpool based events have dropped in game, and this is a very tight time frame because they will go. It's like a week-long event. Start off like Monday, Tuesday time, and then it's the case that all these little things like the boss rush then added a little bit later. The arena was right on the dot, and then we'll have the solo event, which should go live at the point of this video being released or close to it, and then it's a case that that will end 3 days after, I believe, and that will kind of like put us into 1 week, like Monday it ends on that one. So what is the big tip with this one, or tips are, and this is all about just get the grind done. I don't know if everybody's going to get the solo event, especially by the way that the event reads, the fabulous events, but I would say for those that are doing the fabulous events to realize, unfortunately, if you've already done the boss rush the Golden Wilson Awards, you, fortunately and unfortunately, will have to do it again. There is a rank-based system that is going to be attached to this, which means that as soon as that you have reached, where is it? I think it's here, isn't it? The ranked reward highlights. This is under the Not Another Anime reference solo event, is that you will need to use your strongest champions in the Not Another Anime reference solo event and fight to become rank 1 to 10. So what it's going to be is like there's a rank sequence to it. There's probably going to be a milestone sequence to it as well, which allows you to get rewards. And I would say with this one, it may be a case when it says strongest, you might have to use like 5 stars, 6 stars in order to gather the more points. So it may be a case the more diverse champions you use, the more points you acquire. Kind of going like, okay, well, you're going to just use the same 6-star over and over again. And I would say pick up your best team. The biggest issue with the boss rush is that it changes the champions that are always on the lanes and paths. So you may find an Ebony Maw there, but turns out it's a Diablo. You go for King Groot and you turn out it's Venompool. The same thing with Miles Morales being a Yellow Jacket, or Black Panther being a Crossbones. So all of them are subject to change. As long as you've got the best team possible that you think you can comfortably do it, then indeed go and do it. But at the same time, do bear in mind there could be random changes and random options. Even War Machine is an alternate to Howard the Duck that appears on this lane and path as well. So yeah, as long as you've got the right counters there and you are happy with them, just go and do it the best way you possibly can. I've done a write-up of this as well as a video, a link of which is in the description down below at the start of the week, so go and check that out. Okay, let's talk about Cyber Weekend and gifting as a part 2. So part 1 to reference is that you may need units for Cyber Weekend. The volume of units you might have may give you something that is good, or maybe not give you access to something that is something you want. And that's something to consider as well. When Cyber Weekend drops, which I believe it is the end point of November, or the latter point, or kind of like maybe first week of December, it's hard to kind of like really gauge on the days whether or not this will be something that drops on the 3rd of December to start the weekend, or the 26th of November. That's something to bear in mind. It could be either, as I said, 26th of November or the 3rd of December. If I was to guess, I would say the 3rd of December, but that could be wrong. So keep in mind those 2 dates for that. But look, here's the thing with this particular event. You need units. And we've gone over countless times that the best ways to get units, but if you need units very quickly, you're going to have to resort to certain things. Either doing arena runs, and it's great that we've got these fabulous crystals that allow us to get more units. The second thing is that auto-fighting lower content can be quite good. Normal difficulty, even from a point of completing it, does give a substantial amount of units. 100%ing it does indeed give some units as well. Auto-fighting it can be a great option. Additional energy refills have been given out to the community, so that is an extra thing to help out with. Random classics or variants can be redone and auto-fought through in order to give units as well. We're also going to be doing this with the variants. There's so many different ways to get units from the calendars, but as well, unfortunately, earmark some time for arena grind. That's really the best thing I can say. And this maybe is a good opportunity to say, right, well, if you're going to do some Bewiskered grind, and you're going to double up and do World's End grind as well, and as well with, say, some of the solo events, like say an Arena Wins is on or a Hero Use is on, you can look to double up, triple up, maybe even quadruple up when it comes to your focus of grind. So a good opportunity to do Arena is when all those things are on. Arena Wins, World's End, Crystal Shard grinding, and also that other solo event, the Bewiskered one as well. So you get loads more done on your time efficiency. That's the other thing to point out. Yeah, there could be other things that come on when it comes to like unit grinding and acquisition, but I would say those are the best ways to get stuff. But as well, you have to be very realistic on opening up battle chips, as that is going to be a very important thing as well when you meant to be kind of like opening them up. But the other second part to this is the gifting event. Now, those greater gifting crystals can be very nice, especially from what they drop. From tier 5 class catalyst last year, which I hope get a bump this year, can lead to some very, very nice things for all players. So it may be a case your focus point is to then grab some additional units. I will be preparing a video guide which will be how to pick up 10 additional free to play greater gifting crystals from grind. I've got to think about a different title, but I'm going to figure out a best way to kind of like do that. Either way, there's going to be processes in order for you to pick up. So if you kind of like depleted all your units by the end of November for the Cyber Weekend, then it's important to follow a process of how to grab units as quickly as possible to then get some of this gifting crystal beautifulness, which is the greater gifting crystal. And like, we all want to get it, you know. I would love to get it. You know, a lot of players would like to get it as well, just because it's so sick. But the 3,000 unit skin will be helpful to you putting in a good rank placement. It's not going to give you like, you know, right at the very top, but at least it will give you something by doing this free grind. So you'll kind of like, you'll get the greater gifting crystals, or other ways. You don't have to play it that way. There are some other elements of kind of like adding in points, which could be better on your spend to from acquisition to then points, acquisition to then spend. So you've got to look out for that. I'll put links in the description to this stuff, but we'll go in more depth next month. But I'm just alerting to you to the fact that maybe consider saving back a little bit of units for the greater gifting crystals come December. Next tip is all about preparing for Variant 8. Now, I did do a full video about Variant 8 preparation and also, like, you know, some of the best champions to kind of look at, and that's what we're going to do right now. I really hope, because we haven't had details, maybe by the time this video comes out, there's going to be info about Variant 8, which I assume is going to either drop next Wednesday or the Wednesday after, that there's going to be some restrictions, possibly, on which champions you can use. As Kabama said, it's all about mercenary-based champions. I think a lot of players will have mercenaries that you know, require at 2-star, 3-star and 4-star at the least. If you have to rely on 5-star and 6-stars, then I don't think that's particularly fair. So we'll have to wait and see how that kind of drops. But it's a point of thinking about which champions are the best from mercenaries that you could put up and rank. I've put a link in the description to something that I worked on in a previous video. If you did miss it, then go and check out that video, but also check out this here. So this is just a quick spreadsheet which looks at the various different champions of various different types of classes, mercenaries, and as well cosmic, because Venompool is indeed a part of the pool family, but also the extent of what debuffs they do, whether they deal with evade or not, whether or not they have power control, whether or not they have some interactions, immunities and stuff like that, and key elements which is going to be very helpful to players. So yeah, go and check out that link in the description. It goes over various champions that I think are, you know, god tiers, but also very good options to help out in any situation or various or specific situations that may occur in Variant 8. And the final top tip for the month is save your battle chips and your gold crystals. Yes, indeed. Save that, and maybe even save at least one path to do in the upcoming variant. Why? Because we've got the boosts coming. If you don't know already, Kabam does a yearly anniversary boost. This basically means acquisition of gold and battle chips is increased. So the more arena grinding you do, the more battle chips you'll get back and the more gold you'll get back. The same thing when it comes to spending certain things like gold crystals, also from doing certain bits of content as well. This means like your gold is ramped up, and this is great. This means, as I said, you could save yourself doing one of the variants by, say, one path, waiting if you are about to 100% it, say you're an absolute kind of G. I would say with anything is leave a final path, wait for this boost to go live, and then as soon as it's in, then go and do that singular path, smash it on out, and then collect the gold from it and find that you're getting 20% more. It's also handy, as I said, and one of the biggest reasons I decided to hoard some of my gold crystals. You can see I got 49 uncollected gold crystals there, and also I've got a big smorgasbord of well, not a big, I've got a good amount of the golden crystals, but yeah, grinding out any other content or saving arena grinding is very, very important for this. So yeah, make sure to do that. And there we go, that has been the top 5 tips for the month of November. Have a lovely month when it comes to the grind, and as well look out for lots of info from the channel covering various different grind guides and things that are coming in the future as well. Really excited for a Variant 8, really excited to get other content done as well. So see you in another video, have a good one, bye bye.